Ladies and gentlemen, today was a big day for Bitcoin. We have the massive descending channel formation. It's been going on for 235 days at this point. We know that the breakout point of the channel is layered right on top of the 2021 all-time high in the prior bull market. That level acted precisely as a weekly candle resistance on the occasion, on the candle actually, the very exact candle that we reached our all-time high at 74K at. It also acted as very strong resistance right here on this candle, and unfortunately we saw the weekly candle close earlier today and we failed to break out above 69K, also failing to break out above the channel itself on the weekly chart. That's not good, okay? It's not the end of the world. It's not bearish or anything like that. It's not a bearish confirmation. There's no big crash coming because of it. It's just a failure to break upwards. It's a failure to start the next macro leg. And we know for a fact that the weekly candle is required above 69K to start that next macro leg because of the fact that we've rejected from that exact zone on weekly candle closes before. So a failed weekly candle close there. Not the end of the world structurally, but is a rejection. There's a rejection there for sure. We haven't actually seen a breakout at this point. The good news is though, Bitcoin in the short term is actually currently testing the breakout level. Now it might not get the weekly candle close until 6 or 7 days from now, until next week. But if we can get above that weekly candle close level, if we can flip it, if we can move upwards a bit higher, that very greatly increases the chance that we get the weekly candle close, of course, and that would be great for Bitcoin. So lots to discuss on Bitcoin on the short term. We kind of did the long-term analysis in the introduction, but I'll also bring up the altcoin market, okay? Because obviously if Bitcoin breaks out, if Bitcoin manages to break out, it's altcoins that people are going to be interested in, because then we can start that bull market, we can start that altcoin season, that euphoric stage. So I'll discuss that briefly as well. But it's going to be a quick one today. Not really much to update. Before we get into it, check out the Bitfinex and Blowfin exchanges. The two exchanges I advertise on this YouTube channel. They both have hundreds of trading pairs. They've both never been hacked before, and they're both global non-KYC. That's the trifecta right there, okay? Hundreds of trading pairs, never hacked before, global non-KYC. That's good stuff all around. You can't really go wrong with it. Use my links down below to sign up. If you use my link for Bitfinex, you will get a 15% trading fee discount added to your account permanently. Alternatively, you can choose Blowfin. It's an alternative option. Check out the links down below. It takes literally 30 seconds to sign up. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, guys. Use the links down below if you're interested. Let's get into the content. So, failed weekly candle close on Bitcoin. Again, not bearish in the sense that we're going to go downwards from here. Not bearish in the sense that a crash is coming. But it's bearish in the sense that, we've kicked the can down the road another week. So to clarify, and I've probably clarified enough already, I'll just say it one more time. In order for Bitcoin to actually confirm a macro breakout, we need a weekly candle close above 69,000, or at least we need to be in a position where the weekly candle close above 69,000 is highly likely. That's what we get the potential to do in the short term. So right now, although we don't have that weekly candle, Bitcoin's looking quite good on the medium term. It's doing another attempt here, another attempt of breaching massively to the upside. And I'll actually highlight a specific level that Bitcoin could get over within this week that would make me confident that the breakout has occurred without the weekly candle close. And that specific level, to me personally, is the pink line I've just highlighted on the screen. Let me explain that. So this pink line here is very important. Why is it important? Well, first and foremost, it makes up a potential ascending channel formation, the resistance line of an ascending channel formation, maybe the resistance line of an ascending wedge formation. It depends on how you draw it, depends on what's valid and what's not. It's hard to tell at this point whether it's a channel or a wedge. But the point is, it is a resistance line. Okay, not only that, okay, we know that Bitcoin's breakout point, as I just did on the longer term analysis, is 69K. We know that to be a fact, all right? 69K and the channel itself. The channel itself is shown in white and 69K is there in a solid red line. Now this pink line led to the only fake out above this entire channel formation we have ever seen. If you look at the channel formation on the daily chart right here, you can see if we've drawn it like this, which is the perfect way to draw it, there has not been a single fake out above this channel ever. Just perfect retests over and over again. The one time we did see a fake out was coming upwards, okay, shooting to the upside and retesting that pink line very briefly before rejecting downwards and failing that weekly candle close last week. Okay, we failed the weekly candle close this week as well. But the point is, the fake out point, the first ever fake out point in 235 days to the upside of his channel was a rejection from this pink line, which was slightly above the critical breakout levels. Therefore, in order for me to consider a breakout valid before the weekly candle close, is the key word there, I would need to be seeing Bitcoin at the very minimum breach that pink diagonal ascending line. If it does that, we can talk about this potentially being a valid macro breakout without the relevant weekly chart confirmation, okay? So, I know 6 days is a long time. A lot can happen in 6 days, and that's why I'm adding in this nuance here. If this pink line, this previously major fake out line that we faked out from last week before the failed weekly candle close, if that line is broken, which would be a breakout above something like 71.3K, I would consider, deeming this a valid macro breakout even before the relevant weekly chart confirmation, because at that point, the chances of a failed weekly candle close would significantly diminish in my view. But that's a bit of a aggressive approach. For a full conservative approach, you'd be waiting for that weekly chart. But Bitcoin right now, as we see, I'm not fully convinced in this breakout yet. There's a reason why I'm not sitting here saying, oh, enter right now. Well, first and foremost, we're not even above the level we need to be above. Very clearly, we've got a breakout here. There's a bunch of lines on the screen. I know it looks confusing. Let me go ahead and try clear some of these up. It's kind of hard to do so because they're actually very important lines in the short term, but we're just looking at medium term today. So let's clear some of them up. We've got a breakout above this yellow line right here. Some sort of, let's say a pennant formation right there, broke to the upside. And this is leading to another attempt at 69K, another attempted breakout. Now, that's all well and good, but the one problem I see here is this attempted breakout is trying to take place, is taking place within a larger bearish structure, okay? And it's either an ascending channel formation or it's an ascending wedge formation. I can't tell which one it is right now. It's just impossible. We don't have enough validation on the bottom lines. It's probably an ascending channel, okay? And that is a pattern of exhaustion, which leads me to believe there is a reasonable chance that Bitcoin could actually come all the way up to this pink line, reject downwards, come back down, and fail a weekly again. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying it's a possibility, and that's why I'm just sitting here saying that confirmation has not been had yet. We haven't seen that confirmation, so we can't really be too confident in any short-term move until at least this bearish structure, this channel formation, is broken as a whole and put behind us. Ethereum also not in a breakout yet, which is a bit of a warning sign usually. When Ethereum's not in a breakout, when Ethereum's very clearly below resistance still, you want to be very cautious about entering Bitcoin because generally these charts foreshadow each other's price action. So again, if Bitcoin isn't in a breakout and Ethereum's nowhere near a breakout, you might be waiting for a little bit extra confirmation on Bitcoin, or at least for Ethereum to make a move as well. Let me clarify what I meant there. Bitcoin's at a breakout point, okay, allegedly. Ethereum is not. That means you should be very cautious about trusting this breakout point on Bitcoin because Ethereum is nowhere near it. That's what I mean. But good support bounce there on Ethereum from this strong daily chart support level at the moment. Going into some more broad altcoin analysis, for Total 3 is seeing the same thing as Ethereum, a strong bounce from support, but not really near a breakout point at this point in time. Getting there though. Bitcoin dominance is still surging to the upside, so this very much is a Bitcoin-dominated market. A fresh breakout on the weekly chart of Bitcoin dominance, let's say surging towards our level at 60%. I do expect 60% to be reached. It basically has been reached. I mean, virtually been reached at the moment. But I suppose the big news is, and it's something people want to hear a lot of, is Bitcoin is on the edge of a macro breakout. Now, if Bitcoin sees a macro breakout, historically speaking, that's basically when an altcoin season starts. So if we look at when, and I can validate this. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, historically speaking, and we overlay it with Bitcoin dominance, so Bitcoin dominance is here in red. Now, obviously, when that red line, that Bitcoin dominance line goes down, that represents an altcoin season, right? That's what an altcoin season is. Altcoin season is literally just a broad bull market where altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin, and hence Bitcoin dominance is dropping. That's the favorable market environment to invest in altcoins. Now, when does that start? When does that euphoria, that greed, that classic crypto hype, when does that start? Well, historically speaking, if we just mark when Bitcoin dominance has started dropping, there it is right there in 2017 in February, and there it is right there in December 2020. Let me get another line and mark that out. And we look at where Bitcoin's price was in relation to those drops. Well, Bitcoin had just broken all-time highs in February 2017. And Bitcoin also had just broken all-time highs in December of 2020. Now, Bitcoin obviously broke all-time highs in March, but it was a scam. It was a fake breakout, right? It didn't actually lead to a continued move to the upside. It happened way too fast, way too soon because of ETFs. There's a reason why we've seen 7.5 months of consolidation. It's because we saw an abnormal move. Therefore, we need to see an abnormal move to reconnect to the 4-year cycle, which we deviated so heavily from in terms of dates. Okay, now we're back on track to where we need to be. So if we just assume a 69K all-time high is still intact for all intents and cyclical purposes, which it basically is, we never saw a weekly candle close above that level, what you can see is that this altcoin season trend, this Bitcoin dominance trend is very much still intact. if the all-time high is broken properly, just like the last 2 cycles, it's probably going to be the case that Bitcoin dominance starts tanking when that all-time high is broken, meaning the altcoin season actually starts upon the macro breakout of this very structure we are looking at, or upon the breakout of the all-time high, which is the tipping point, the breaking point of the macro structure we are looking at. So altcoin season could literally be right around the corner if we break this structure. There's no guarantees there, but that's what we've seen historically at the very least. So guys, that's my update on Bitcoin. Looking at that weekly chart next week, coming up in 6 days, but also looking at the short term for a potential front run of that breakout. We have another opportunity here in the short term. We're testing that critical breakout point. Nothing's happened yet. Don't be surprised if we see a rejection. It wouldn't be the end of the world at all. Not the end of the world. It's very important to note. Any correction we see, even if we break this entire channel as a whole, if Bitcoin goes back down to 65K, even if it goes down to 63K, none of those things are too detrimental. There is a chance we roll over here. Don't get too discouraged. We have just gotten back on track with the 4-year cycle. We're not late. We're not early. We're just where we need to be. If there is a delay, it's not really the end of the world from a cyclical perspective. When would eyebrows start to be raised? Well, I'll say this, if Bitcoin went downwards and it broke below something like the bull market support band on a weekly close, that would raise my eyebrows because that's a level we've actually just flipped up before this moved. Doji candle right there, pump right to the upside, very, very strong bullish candle. If we lost that again, if we lost 62K on the weekly chart again, that would be a bit concerning. Until then, we're good. So guys, again, go ahead and check out the exchanges, Bitunix and Blowfin. My links are down below. 15% trading fee discount on Bitunix available with my referral link. Takes 30 seconds to sign up. Check them out if you're interested, guys. I appreciate that. And the last thing I'll get you to check out is the VIP group I have on Telegram. I trade altcoins on Telegram. I post my trading signals to you guys 4 times a week. Okay, they have a 78% win rate over 2 years of historical trading results. You're also getting access to a group chat there. You cannot go wrong. Okay, there's the price. There's the details. It's all there on Telegram. Check it out. Join that exclusive community. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Oh, by the way, like, comment, subscribe. Cheers.